Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of Suits and Signal Flow. I'm Ricardo Hicks, and today we're going to be talking about EQ, compression, and we're dealing with the sonic space, or I like to call it the canvas of audio. So today I'm wearing what I call a charcoal blue three-piece suit with a pocket square with contrasting color, matching the colors of my alma mater, North Carolina A&T State University. Shout out to North Carolina A&T State University. And today we're doing a black Talley Twine watch. I love Talley Twine. Like I said, I have several of their watches. So that's my look for today. So this is more for live sound. So in the live environment, we have DB Technologies VIO 1610s. They're new to Tech Factory. We have about 100 boxes of DB Technologies here, and I just bought yesterday 16 boxes of the VIO 1610s, and we're excited about it. So live here, we have a stereo mix, but for you on the stream or on the recording, you all will be listening to it in mono. But this is not really a panning type, from a panning conversation from a sonic space standpoint. It's more about EQ, dynamics, a little bit of compression. And I'm just gonna talk about it because I've been talking about this stuff for years and years without the cameras on, training people. And, I've been working in silence for a long time. And I consider the social media age and the digital footprint of understanding what a company is and who a person is, it's time for me to let that shine and talk about that a little bit to further the business so that I can continue to help people and grow for the next 15 to 20 years as I'll remain in this business. So we're gonna talk about EQ today. I have Jameer. Jameer is an upcoming A1. He can take the information as fast as I can feed it to him. And he's going to be really good one day. He has the right attitude. I've trained a lot of audio techs through the years, and I think he's going to be in that fold of audio techs that really get it. He's really passionate about it. One thing to talk about, so we're in a very controlled environment, so we're trying to replicate something here. We do have a multi-track thing going on where these outputs or these this recording we're sending outputs into this board to kind of replicate a live field and going through some line array speakers here. What's missing here to really make this live? Yeah, exactly. It's not a trick question. Exactly. But the point about that is the live instrument with the microphones and everything and this mic in front of you, that's a different sonic audio experience, right? And it gives you more to work with in the acoustic space, in the acoustic environment that you're in. So we're replicating this with the recording, but it's not the same. But you have to think about what you have to contend with in the room with drums. Without mics, you're still gonna hear the drums, right? Not so much with the bass and the guitar, they have to plug in and come through a board, but the drums are an acoustic instrument, and you mic it up to get it into your console to boost those signals, but very much affects the what's happening in the room. That's why you see drums shielded a lot so that it can control the acoustic space. They'll have drum shields and then they'll put tops on top of them as well. And that can very much be needed depending on the room, right? And it just gives you more control. That's it. So so you hit a kick drum. These speakers here are three-way speakers. So I'm pointing that out. So when I say three-way, it has highs, lows, mids, right? So we don't have subwoofers, but you still hear and feel the low end. Yeah, right? So that's important to point out, right? We're listening to a quality speaker that is a three-way speaker. All right, so we do have some low end. But the first thing I'll just say from a kick drum standpoint, because really this is about shaping the sonic space. So in EQ, we always cut things before we boost. And shout out to Ray Winters, my audio mentor who trained me in the recording studio environment, always taught me to cut before I boost.
And with the kick drum, one of the first things we're looking for is what is going to bring clarity to that kick drum. And we want to get that punch, that beach ball type punch to it. So we have to end up cutting out some of that mid range, some of that low mid range. So I've already made some decisions here. I'm gonna gain it back down though. I'm gonna gain everything back down so I can do it from scratch, right? First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my low mid. I selected my frequency. And remember, shaping the width of it right here, right? But I'm gonna turn my EQ on first. And you see how that changes it already, right?
It's sharp.
Yes, very. If I turn that 500 up,
It's loose.
yeah, but it gives you a different sound, right?
Totally.
Right? But 500 is typically somewhere in that 500 range. It's a sweet spot for a kick drum. But they're different size kick drums, so it's not always 500. You know, so if it's a smaller kick drum, it's going to be a higher frequency. The pitch is higher. That makes sense?
Yes.
So we're thinking about 22, 24-inch kick. You know, that 500 may be the sweet spot. But if you get to somebody that has a 20, that spot can move up to 600 hertz or something like that, right? So don't marry yourself to these frequencies. You have to use your ear. You have to listen. But it's good to understand, like, you know, the foundational piece of it. So now, so we've cut. I've also decided in the high mid area that I was going to get a little bit of the attack. And you see how that changes. That's before. And what I did there was I boosted y'all. I boosted around, let's see, what is that frequency? Boom, 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 boom. You see it moving? That 1.4, 1.2K? Right there. So about 1.4, right? 1.2, that's what my ear is telling me. And then I go to my low frequency and I want to boost there. Typical sweet spot, like I said, for a 24, 22-inch kick, typically around 50 hertz. But you don't just grab it to grab it. It actually has some a nice roundness to it in the low end already. So don't need to reach and grab it too much, but just see what it sounds like. You see? So that's gaining it up. Look, you can see right here, dBV. That's 8 dB right there, right? That's flat. That's 0. See, like 4. See what that sounds like, right? Sound pretty good to you?
It sounds super hollow before.
Yeah. This is before EQ.
It's got really weak.
Yeah.
Like the output change.
But there's a little bit of EQ, right?
Yeah.
But you got to think about this is a parametric EQ, right? So the parametric EQ is basically saying it's giving us 4 frequencies to select from, and we can control the width and the shape of it, right? And you want to narrow that thing down and focus it on the frequency that you needed to focus on, and then you can broaden it as you need to. I like to start a little more narrow because, you know, the more frequencies you're affecting, well, not, yeah, kind of, but you want to be specific in what you're selecting, and you want to control what you're selecting, because as you're taking things away, it frees up space sonically for other things like vocals, other instruments, guitar, and things like that, right? So you need to understand from a kick drum standpoint, okay, I like to build my music mixes on kick drum and bass. You need to go ahead and understand what those decisions are really quick with your kick drum and what you need to do with it, right?
As far as instruments, what do you think is fighting the drum the most? The kick drum.
What's fighting the kick drum the most?
Yeah.
Well, you tell me. So kick drum is low frequency.
Okay.
What's another instrument that's low frequency?
The bass and guitar.
Bass. That's my next thing to go to right now.
Okay.
Demonstration. That's a great question. I like the question. So we're gonna go to the bass. I'm gonna unmute it here.
Wow. Yeah, I can tell. They will definitely be fighting.
Right? They will, right? So I'm going with a flat EQ on this. I'm gonna flatten this EQ out. I'm gonna go to my LF flatten it out. It's not engaged yet, so that's why it's a haze. It's a haze over it right now, right? So it's kind of gray, right? But sounds good already. I won't shout out the bass player. I know the guy. He all right. Nah, that's Thurman Woods Peanut on bass. Good friend of mine, known him 30 years. Yeah, really good bass player. Tone is a thing, right? So let's just let it roll. Definitely not putting a high pass filter on it, right? It's cutting out lows. Yeah, exactly. So we don't need a high pass filter on that. We don't need to engage that. And we've already gain staged this. So we've gone through, I did it for you, like going through the signal flow piece of it, of making sure the gain is good, right? So right now for this part, I'm gonna leave it like it is, right? But so let's go to the snare drum. I've already made some decisions on this. We're just gonna go. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. You hear that? Yep. So I'm gonna tell you what I did. I did turn the high pass filter on a little bit, just to take a little bit of the kick drum out, right? There's not much in there. I'm gonna turn it up here. But it's not much, but see, I take a little bit of the lows out of it. Again, if I'm taking that out, that frees up sonic space for the low frequency. So you also have to think about the speaker itself, right? So you have to think about the speaker. You're fighting for the replication. You're fighting for the replication of all of these frequencies, 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. You're fighting for that space for the speaker, right? Yeah, you're listening to it in headphones and whatnot, but you're fighting for that real estate for the speaker to replicate these things, right? So you can have a three-way system, four-way system, or whatever, right? But you want to make sure that you're making the best decision for lows, mids, highs that you can make, so that the speakers, it's about sound reinforcement. You want to reinforce what would naturally happen in a setting. So if the instrumentalist would have just play drums live without microphones, the bass guitar brings a bass amp, the guitar player brings a guitar amp, keyboard amp, so on and so forth, and they mix it themselves, right? Just from playing, right? What would that sound like? What would the musicians want it to sound like? So you jump in and you say, okay, let me treat this the best way possible, so that I can occupy the sonic space and replicate what the musicians would naturally want to hear, or the artists would naturally want to hear come out of these speakers. You understand what I'm saying? These same decisions are made for CDs, or I'm dating myself, but for recordings, that you listen to, MP3s, waves and whatnot. These same types of decisions are made. So anyway, we got the snare, and I rolled off some of the lows with a high pass filter. But I'm gonna turn on the EQ. And so I went and found that frequency to the best of my ability, and that ring that you're hearing is like about 1.8 or something like that. But hold on, I grabbed that from the. I grabbed it with the high. I should have grabbed it with the high mid. So the cheat is I can gain it up, and I can sweep.
To find out which one it is.
See what the closest. Right there.
I just heard it.
Somewhere about right there.
Yeah, somewhere.
So now I'll pull it. Still other frequencies. frequencies that we can cut. But the way I would treat this if I was going deeper into processing, I would use probably a compressor. I would use a compressor, a dynamic compressor that would actually, I can fix the frequency and say, okay, compress this frequency. So it's not compressing the whole level, it's just compressing the frequency that I'm selecting. And that'll suppress it a little bit, right? So we're not,
Hurt all the other stuff.
not as much, yeah. So you can make those decisions, right? So that's a dynamic compressor that can, that you can use.
I'm pretty sure that
A
sound,
graphic compressor, huh?
I'm pretty sure that sound is coming from like the after effect from hitting it.
Yeah. It's resonant frequency. It's coming from the snare, right? You have a snare drum, that's the skin, you have a ring around it, a metal ring around it. He's striking the ring too, so that ring is making noise. And I also cut somewhere around what you see in the low mid right here. Right, so I cut. I didn't cut too much of that.
Sound like a totally different sound.
Out. In. Out. In. All right, so now we take that and add the, right?
And it low-key highs. The sound a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I can still hear it,
I can still hear it too. I
right?
think that's what our ears. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you want to be able to hear it, right? These things you got to be able to pick apart. And, but, you want to be able to call those things out. You want to be able to, if you have the time to pull these things out, you want to be able to do it. If you're mixing a record, you have the time. It takes hours to mix a song, one song. So you spend time and you will get that treated the way it needs to be treated.
Like you were saying, these people come in with their own amps and stuff.
Yeah.
But they be in smaller rooms.
Oh, yeah.
So it sounds different than when they gotta blast it out.
Yeah.
They're the ones that gotta
Yep.
max it out.
Got to control it, right? So you got to understand how to control these things, right? So now I'm gonna bring in the rest of the drums. The hi-hats in there, snare bottom, and so that's the drums. So sound like a full drum kit. So that's just the kick and the snare and the bass we dealt with, right? I had to deal with all the toms and everything individually. So these toms have been treated already a little bit, right? But that's the bass. So anyway, that's now we're bringing the bass melody. That is a bass.
It's another bass.
It's another bass.
Layer.
Yeah, so it's just playing the melody. It's just playing the melody.
The church does that?
Huh?
The church has two bass players?
No, this is just this particular recording, right? So it's just this particular recording. All right, so we're gonna go to the melody bass wise. So if I'm dealing with this, I want to deal with this differently. It's carrying because it's carrying the melody. Yeah, so he's playing in a different part of the neck already, but I I can use a high pass a little bit.
Because you're not blocking out every single sound.
Yeah, well, he's playing the melody. The bass line is carrying the lows and everything, right? So I can treat it a little bit differently. So it allows, he's already done it just by his settings on his bass, but I can add to it, to making some separation between those.
Bass and the other bass.
Yes, the bass melody and the foundational bass, right?
And you said he already done it. That's how.
Yeah, I mean, he did it when he was setting up his bass to play the melody,
That's
you know.
how they stay kind of balanced.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, your job is to reinforce that as an audio engineer and understand that, right? So I can pull some different things out of this. So I'm cutting before I'm boosting. I'm cutting, but then I'm thinking about what I want to raise, right? And I'm gonna go to. Go here. No, hold on. Make sure I'm on the melody. I'm on the wrong one. So now I need to go back. I'm on bass. I need to go to melody. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I need to go here. All right, let's back up. We'll stop. All right. So with melody, going with the melody. So
That's what it's going away.
turn it all the way down. Go up.
It's like it really frees it up, makes it more clear. And this is what
And this but then, you know, I may not need to boost anything. You know, so
clear by taking away all this.
yeah, exactly. Let's back up. Let's listen to this before. Let me go back. Let me take the high pass off the melody. All right. So to high pass off the melody, then listen to the melody. Sounds good, all right? But when I give you the cue, click this back here. That's the melody right there. The beginning of the melody. So click right there. Go ahead. All right, cool. Now I'm gonna put the high pass in. Watch.
Back to it. That's great.
Just a little bit.
You can tell that they were fighting and now they're not.
Yes. And it's just a small move. It's a really small move. But you're allowing the speakers to breathe at this point, right? So the speakers are replicating the things that you are doing here, and you're an extension of the band, right, or the music. And you want it to replicate it the most efficient way possible. So you have to think about the lows, the mids, the highs. You got to think about all the EQ when you're doing this stuff, right? That's why it matters.
And you don't realize that there's two basses playing, so you can tell that.
Yeah. But now I'm gonna take another step. I'm gonna take another step on this melody.
That last part is a little louder. Yeah, you got it.
You see? Back in.
Like I keep pulling the string out.
Exactly. And that's good. See? It's a great point. That's the attack. So the attack of the string, the plucking the string, is very important. So it's gonna be very important to your uncle is a very renowned bass player. He'll be proud of you pointing out that you can hear the plucking of the string by that move I make. So I'm gonna have to make sure we send this to him. Yeah, he gonna need you. He gonna need you. All right. So now we're bringing in all the other instruments that I've already mixed. Take it back to that spot. Take it back to that spot. There's some shakers and other things in here. I'll pull that shaker down. Like, we're gonna find it and we're gonna pull it down. It's too much for me. Pull it down. Look, there's the shaker right there. Look. But that's in a stereo subgroup.
I see right.
I'm gonna put it over to the right because the hi-hat's on the left.
Ah, I see.
You see how I moved it?
Split it up. Balance it out.
That was annoying me. But now you see how balanced? Balance now. Yeah. I need to get that melody up. All right. So the next thing we're gonna do, that's my southern. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about compression. All right, so we're gonna compress this melody just a little bit. So we gotta get in here and get into the dynamics processor. And let's see, that's the gate. That's the compressor right there. The gate's already on here, that's a compressor. You see that's the end right there for the gate, so that turns it on. But all right. So we're gonna go over here. Let's go ahead and hit play. All right. So we got the melody. I'm not compressing yet. It's not on, but it's telling you we're starting to compress. Right. So this is the threshold. When does it start compressing? You know? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? This is the gain reduction of that compressor. So this is the threshold.
The compression starts once it hits that.
Yes, exactly. And then an attack is how fast do you want it to attack?
Go back up.
Yeah, well, hold on. Let me get to the attack. Right here. Boom. That's so how fast does it start compressing once it hits the threshold? How fast does it start squeezing? How fast does it start squeezing? And this is how fast it releases. All right? You see that?
Yeah.
So it was crazy fast.
Set that?
Oh yeah, we can set that. So all right. So the melody's about to come back. Now watch what I do here. It's in. See, I'm squeezing it, right? I'm exaggerating it though, you know, so I'm squeezing it way more than I want to. That's over compression. Now when he pops it, that's it. Well, he does. So you gotta use your ear. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to that part. That's a good point. That's a good question. But he goes to a different style. He goes to a plucking style versus, Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's more of a finger style player, and then he starts kind of, he's not slapping, but he's plucking a little harder.
I can tell.
Yeah, but it changes the tone. So the idea is to even it out a little bit. You know, it's not.
So you can still tell a different people.
It's. Man, where you at? Oh, 36 seconds. 36 minutes. 36 minutes and 30. All right, we're gonna send this to your aunt. I'm about to know. So yeah, so you still want to have, the musicality of moving from, playing. Yeah, but it's more it's tone and attack. So tone deals with equalization, frequency.
Yes.
Attack is frequency and dynamics. Dynamics is softness, loudness, right? But on an acoustic instrument, specifically, right? When I say versus a keyboard or whatnot, they'll have what they call attack, decay, sustain, and release. They'll have ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, release. So when you strike a keyboard or strike an instrument, that's the attack when you first strike it, and then how long does it sustain or decay? So how long before it starts drifting, how long it stays at the initial attack is and decays, and then how long it sustains, and then when does it let go, release. So right here we have the ability to play with the compression and how fast it attacks and how fast it releases, right? But let me go back to dynamic. So that's what I'm saying with dynamics. Like, so when he's plucking the string softly versus hard, when he's plucking it harder, it's changing the equalization, the EQ of it, it's changing the tone of it, right? But it's also changing the dynamic loudness at the same time, right? It doesn't, those two are related. They don't necessarily, they're not the same thing,
Not the same thing,
but they're related.
affect each other. Yeah.
They can affect each other with an acoustic instrument, or you're talking about digital instruments, or a keyboard sound on like Fruity Loops. I know y'all used to know Fruity Loops back in the day. It depends on how they programmed it. They can program it to be sensitive like that, or they can program it just you hit the note like a cheap keyboard, like one of them toy keyboards. You strike and it's just ding, 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 ding.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? There's no ADSR. It's just like ding off, ding off.
That's the quality of the keyboard.
Yeah, exactly. Quality of sound, but some sounds are designed to do that.
And we can make it where we can do it.
Yeah, exactly. So we can shape some of that. All right, that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now we're gonna play with the melody, get some compression. So I'm gonna lower the threshold a little bit. I want a natural, but it's also the ratio. It's not just the threshold. Once you hit the threshold, how much are you compressing? So that 3-to-1, it means every 3 decibels that it goes past the threshold, your ear will hear a 1 decibel increase.
Okay.
So the higher I take that number, the more it's compressing, past that threshold. Threshold just tells you where to start compressing.
Okay.
That ratio right there tells you really how much compression. Yeah, so he would have to go 6 decibels. That's release. It's a slow release. I gotta make it a faster release.
You want it to linger, so.
A little bit. So find a sweet spot on the release.
That's crazy. That can mess with a guitar.
Yeah, exactly. You're an extension of the band. You're only as good as the band, and the band is only as good as you. So, so as an audio engineer, like you really, they want people that understand the music, right? They know how to approach the music and respect the music. Not somebody that just push faders up, make it loud. You got, you just gotta understand it, right? All right, so I'm gonna change. I'm not going.
How would you find a good ratio?
Ratio? I use my ear. I'm usually starting, 3-to-1 ratio somewhere, which it was there already. So I'm gonna go to the compressor. I'm gonna go to the threshold. I'm gonna go to the ratio. I'm gonna see where it sounds like at 4, something like that. I got it releasing pretty fast. Oh, that's the gain. So I am affecting the volume when
Yeah.
so I can bring it up some more in the mix.
Okay.
Watch. See how it's getting lost? Jumps out right there, but there's no compression. But watch. I'm gonna take it back. But watch. Compression in. And I'm gonna bring it up. Because I compressed it. So you squeeze the dynamic range. So he was playing notes up here, he was playing notes down here, but I'm squeezing it so the notes that were up there, the dynamic range. So there's the range between the lower notes, not lower frequency, lower loudness or lower lower loudness to up, so I'm squeezing it, I'm putting it in a container. Then once I squeeze it, I can bring it all up. So you can either go from low to high right here and get lost somewhere right here, or it could go from low to high right here and it's compressed and I bring the whole thing up. Exactly. That's what compression is. It's going down, but it's what I just told you. So that's dynamic range. That's dynamic range. I can turn the volume down again. But if I turn it down in here, that's dynamic range. So he's playing notes down here. Not frequency, not pitch. Notes down here, notes up here. Loudness, right? So we, the ones that somewhere, below here get lost. You know what I'm saying? So you squeeze it, you bring the whole thing up. Not loud, but they're sitting in the mix. Sitting in the mix. You want it to sit in the mix the way that you need to sit in the mix. Yeah. Yeah, get lost. Yep. Take it back to the beginning. And we're gonna wrap this up. Just take the compressor off. Take the EQ out. So no compressor, no EQ. Sounds good. But I had him down here, right? So that's where it was. But because I thought it was sitting pretty good. But then it got lost. So it's like, okay. But I set it up top without compression. It's just jumping out in spots. Not solving the problem, yeah. It's cool, it sounds good, but back it up. Right here where he starts the solo. All right, now I'm gonna take compressor in, EQ in. Compressor, yeah. And that's showing you the gain reduction, how much compressing you're actually doing. The red. So if you can hear it low, you turn it up. Five dB, yeah, 5 decibels. But there's decibels dBV, like, so that's voltage, right? So that's dB SPL, which is sound pressure level, is actually after you made the adjustment, what comes out the speakers. Just because you went up 5 dBV doesn't mean that you're gonna get 5 dB SPL. You might get 3. You know what I'm saying? It just, or you don't have to raise anything. You just have to know the relationship is not a one-for-one relationship. SPL, sound pressure level. It's gonna be raised, but if I raise 5 dBV, this is just technical stuff, right? To know. If I raise 5 dBV, if I'm measuring it with an acoustic measure, with an SPL measure, it doesn't mean it's gonna go up 5 dB SPL. It may go up 3 dB SPL, but understand that there's a difference between acoustic measurement and the value of raising the fader. That's just an engineering thing to understand. So there's voltage, which is in the board, and then there's SPL, sound pressure level, dB decibels. All right, take it back to the beginning, and then that's it.